Hello everyone. So in this video, we will discuss how to write a program to find the most frequent element in an array. So let's go to one input array. So as you can see on the screen, suppose this is our input array and we have to find the most frequent element in this array. So first of all, we will have to understand what does it mean to find the most frequent element. So let's take an example. So if we have to find the count of two, like how many times two is coming in this array, so we can like write this three times, right? How many time one is coming? Only one time, right? How many time three is coming? It is coming two times, right? Two is here, two is here, two is here. So that is why I have written three times. Now if you look at this count, like 3 1 2, which is the highest? This is the highest, right? So this means the element which is having the occurrence count as the highest, that is our most frequent element. So in our case, 2 is our most frequent element. So how do we find this? Using our Java program. So there are two approaches, and the first approach I will take is the one by using HashMap. Why I'm using HashMap here? Because by using HashMap, we can also suppose if in interviews interviewer ask you to give the count for each element, right? Like this. If instead of asking most frequent character, if interviewer ask you that give me the count of each element, how many times it is coming in the array or in the string array, or in a word, right? Then you can use a hash map and print the hash map. And we all know, I believe you guys are aware with the hash map, it stores value in the form of key value pair. So I'm writing the code here. Basically I'm creating one method, most frequent, using map, right? This will take parameter as array, integer array. Now we will start by creating hash map first. This hash map has key as integer because we are storing 2 1 and 3 as keys which are in the integer form, and we are storing count that is also in the integer form. That is why our key and values will both be in integer for data type. Right, variable is map. So this is initialized now. So how do we insert value to our hash map? So for that we have to iterate through each element present in our array. So we will start with index 0 and go up to length -1, basically up to the last element. So first of all, we there are two conditions now. Right, when while inserting values into hashmap, we will have to check to one thing, whether this key is already present or not. So let's take one case like map dot contains key. This is the method which we use to check if this map contains the key which is passed here. So which key we want to check? We want to check for array of I, if this is present or not. So before we write the code inside this, like what is the scenario when the key is already present? So let's start when from the beginning, like when there is no element present, right? So that will go within our else condition, right? Because this condition will fail because your map is already empty at the beginning. So it will go here. So what I will do, I will use put method. This put method is basically used to insert into hash map. What key I'll have to put? This element I want to insert as key. So array and I will insert the key 2, right? Now I will make the value 1 because there was no element present in the hash map. Our hash map was empty. So while iterating through this element first time, we want to insert value as 1. This is obvious as well, because when we are reading element first time, the count of occurrence would definitely be 1, right? So our hash map would be having something like this. 2 equal to 1, right? Next time it goes to 1 here, it will check whether map dot contents key 1 is present in the map or not. It is not present, so it will insert value uh, 1 for key 1. Again it will go I equal to 2 and array of 2 becomes 3. It will check here 3 is present in map. No, it is not present, so it will insert key 3 with value 1. Now when it comes to 2, right, and this condition will pass here because map dot contains key array of I is what, 2, and 2 is already present here with the value 1. Now what we want to basically increment the value by 1. We want to keep the same key, right? 2 we want to keep it there, but we want to update the value by incrementing 1. So how can we do this? Map dot put, we don't want to change anything related to I, right? Now what we want to do, we want to increment the value which was present previously present. So what is the value present for this key that we can use, we can get by using get method, map dot get array of I. So basically it looks like map dot get of 2, basically the value present for key 2. So this will give us 1 and we want to add it 1. So now after this what will happen? 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Again it will go for 3. Same thing will happen for 3. Map dot put 3. It will check the value present previously 1 plus 1 and 2, right? After this, now when it comes to here, it will check again, go for 2. It checks that whether this key is present or not. Yes, it is present, so it will push 2 as key and check the previous value for this key, which is 2 plus 1 it will do, and insert the value 3. So after this, iterating all elements of an array, we will be having our hash map. So before we find the most frequent element, let us print the hash map, whether it looks like this or not, because this is what we are expecting, right? So let's see if this looks like this or not. So I'm calling this method here. Yeah. What happened, guys? Yeah. So yeah, you see, one is one, two is three, three is two. So this is what we wanted, and this is what is coming. So basically, as we all know, HashMap does not maintain the insertion order. So that is why insert order might be different. But this is the output we wanted. We wanted key and value pair. Now we have to find the most frequent character here. So if you remember from the previous video in which we find out the minimum and maximum element, so same thing we will be doing here. So we will take one worst case. So what would be the maximum count for the most frequent character? We will take the minimum value for that. Basically, this is the worst case. We will initialize our max value with the worst case, and we will, what is the element which is coming most number of times, we will initialize it with value 0, right? Sorry, earlier we were comparing it with the elements present. Now we will have to compare this max value with the value present for each key in hashmap. So for that we will have to iterate through our hashmap, and I believe you guys are well aware of this thing, how to do this. If not, please let me know, I can create video on the same. So this is how we iterate. This is one way of iterating, there are other ways also. So basically this creates map.entry set will create the set values of the connections of the hash map. So now this map will have each key and value during our iteration, and this value will be overwritten during each iteration. So basically now what we will do, we will put one condition: if m, so for first iteration, if m dot get value is greater than our max initially initialized, which is 0, right? If this condition true, this is the same thing which we did, same logic which we followed during our minimum and maximum element finding. We will update the max value with m dot get value, right? But this is not enough. We want the element also. Which element has the maximum count, right? So that we can get from the key, because we are comparing here, we are comparing these values, these highlighted values 1, 3 and 2, which one is bigger. But whenever this is bigger, this condition passes, we have to print this key also, associated key. So this we are doing by this. Once all the iterations are done for this hash map, then we can directly print here. Most Sorry. Yeah, see guys, let's run it. Yeah, so you can see most frequent element is coming 2, because this is having count as 3. So guys, this is it. Thank you so much. All the best.